Good evening, everybody. It's Thursday night. Okay, what is this? Okay, something's probably on my end. Anyway,
Oh,
let's see. What? Update settings for Twitch? Oh, give me a break.
Oh boy. Oh
I
boy.
just I just ignore it for now.
Okay, alright. Alright, anyway, like I said, good evening, everybody. It's Thursday night, or as I like to call it, Friday Eve, here at Beyond the Airwaves, the Infinity Project. And since it is Thursday, that means it's time for Rant Rocket Thursday. We got stories that are going to make you laugh, think, cry, get upset, we got maybe enough to fire the supernova rant rocket, except tonight I don't know if we have anything higher than a supernova rant rocket.
How about the
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 Big
A
Bang,
bomb,
the Big
a
Bang,
very
maybe.
large A bomb?
Nah, that'd be a little too sensitive for some people. I don't want to use that.
Well, we could always just call it a black hole,
Yeah.
especially with the one story I showed you earlier.
Oh yes. Yeah. Let's
Ugh.
just say this one's gonna make you really mad. But anyway, I'm your host for tonight. I am Oddball Extreme. I'm currently joined in line by four crazy cohorts. First, we have our master and creator, Chaos, or Frodo. Hello, Frodo.
Hello, how are you guys today?
Good. We also have our resident Joker, Mike. What's up, Mike?
Hello, how's it going, everyone? Happy Thursday.
Yep. We also have Spirit Spotter Tim. Hello to you, sir.
Good evening, madam.
And we also have our star child, Janet. Good evening, Janet.
Hello. God, technology's a bugger bear.
Yeah,
Oh
it is.
my.
Trust me, I work with it during the day. I know.
Hey, Frodo, what do you think of a cooling pad with 3 fans? That's what I'm
The more
ordering on.
the more fans is always better for a laptop, but let's wait on this until after we get done with the episode.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Well, I'm ordering it anyway.
Yeah, but then again, it's better to have millions of fans. You know, kidding.
Smart ass.
Can resist.
There'd be a
My
smart
heart.
ass than a dumbass or no ass at all.
Yep,
Oh
that's true.
my.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Well, the reason that Frodo and I both said that we've got this one story that may cover a lot of tonight is a simple one. Paulding County, Georgia. Okay. Let's just say the schools have started, and nobody's wearing a mask, nobody's social distancing, or anything of the sort. And there is
Let,
something. There is some.
let's put up the screen share for this one, Shirley. Go ahead.
All right, give me a second here.
Oh.
All right, share screen. We don't need the sound this time, and we go right here. And let me get this link too while I'm at it. Now, I should tell you this is from the Washington Post. There's a chance some people may not be able to see this, so
I subscribe to it, so I've already seen it.
okay, me too. So let me see.
Make sure it's streaming on the on the Twitch stream too.
Okay, let me get over here right there. There we go. That's got it. Can
Come
you
on.
see it?
Yep, I see it. We're good.
Yay! Good. All right. Excelente. All right. So now, according to the superintendent, the viral photo of crowded Georgia high school hallway lacks context. Superintendent says. Well, let's see about that. Okay. Now this was actually posted yesterday. Paulding County School Superintendent Brian Adat.
Right with you.
Not the name Adat. Okay. Let's see. Sought to reassure parents after a photo of students.
Coming.
Oh dear. Let's see. All right, let me start that over. Paulding County Schools Superintendent Brian Adat sought to reassure parents after a photo of students packed into a Georgia high school hallway was shared widely on social media, saying in a letter that while the photo does not look good, the situation complied with the state's school reopening policy. North Paulding High School gained the national spotlight after a student shared what it looked like in the hallways, with few students wearing masks and little distance from one another. Photos were shared on Twitter on day 1 and day 2. The school opened its doors Monday to students who are not required to wear masks or practice physical distancing. Ada claimed in his letter that the pictures were taken out of context to criticize the school's reopening, saying that the school of more than 2,000 students will look like the images that circulated for brief periods during the day. The conditions were permissible under the Georgia Department of Education's health recommendations, he said. And sorry about the ads, but I can't stop this. Anyway, the superintendent also misleadingly cited a state health department document listing the different ways people can become infected with the coronavirus. He claimed that exposure occurs after being within 6 feet of a sick person with COVID-19 for about 15 minutes, but omitted other factors such as being coughed on that can cause the virus to spread faster and more directly. Stephen Kistler, a postdoctoral researcher at the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, say that 5 times fast, said students were at higher risk of exposure when clustered together. Limiting close contact to 15 minutes or less was a good rule of thumb, he told the Washington Post. But if you have a bunch of students crowding into classrooms without masks, there is still a chance of spread. Excuse me. Kistler said proper indoor air ventilation is also crucial in combating spread in a school with so many students, in addition to reducing spread in the community. And can you excuse me for a minute? I gotta grab my bottle of water. I thought I had it. I forgot. But thankfully, it's right here. My mouth dries out so fast. Sorry about
Well,
that.
once you're done, let me start the discussion, please.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. Got it. Alright. Done with the water. Okay, now I can get back to this. The school district informed parents and guardians that its schools would enforce social distancing when possible, but also noted that it would be almost impossible to enforce in classrooms and on buses. Paulding County reported 43 new cases Tuesday, bringing its total since March to 1,495, according to Washington Post data. Poor hand hygiene and the way students interact with each other can become sources of spread in crowded spaces that many people are likely to touch, said Ravina Culler, an infectious disease specialist, epidemiologist, and spokeswoman for the Infectious Diseases Society of America. Culler said she was concerned after reading Audot's letter about a lack of space and the duration of students' contacts. Students in Audot's district, I don't know why I'm laughing at that name, I'm sorry, are receiving in person instruction Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and engaging in remote lessons for the remainder of the week so schools can assess how things are going. The shortened in person school week decreases the total number of chances to become infected, according to Kistler. Adat said his schools have received a lot of feedback about mask use. Wearing a mask is a personal choice, and there is no practical way to enforce a mandate to wear them, he said. What we will do is continue to strongly encourage all student and staff to wear masks. Culler said that statement was mind boggling. You get detention for not tucking in your shirts, he said. It is possible to impose certain rules. Parents who send their children to school should guard them with a face mask, a face shield, and hand sanitizer, Culler advised. I have concerns that there will be outbreaks in schools, she said. These children bring back whatever they acquired in the school. Parents and grandparents and everyone else in the house's systems are affected. Ada didn't immediately respond to requests for comment. That's the end of that article. But it ain't the end of the story, unfortunately, because there's a report where students are actually getting punished over the posting of the photos.
This is not a joke, people.
Mm-mm.
There are kids who the kids who took those pictures you saw have been suspended due to making the school look bad.
Yeah, exactly.
And which, because they are bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I got this one out of the New York Post. Let me put this in the chat here.
Before we continue with this articles, I gotta say something. I think everyone here who was here last night remembers my statements and remembers how passionate I feel about this.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a fucking joke, people. School districts, you're talking about hundreds, possibly even thousands of children it doesn't matter how old they are, and adults in one enclosed space for extended periods of time. One carrier, let's just say a teacher, is carrying and infected by this virus, they can affect every single member of their classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Every single member of that classroom, since we're talking a high school, moves around to their next class.
Yep.
Oh, there's more classes infected. You're talking about a domino effect like you wouldn't believe.
Did you hear what the principal said in that video? Anybody who posts that video to social media will be, oh, what was the word he used?
Suspended?
Suspended.
Suspended
Mm-hmm.
for
Early,
posting.
Yes.
For,
if you can, on that Facebook post I showed you earlier,
Uh-huh.
there is an actual video.
Okay, let me go find that thing because I know you had tagged me on it, so let me go find it.
Here, I'll actually tag you, give you a direct link to the actual.
Because the post was from Savion, right? And
Yes,
you tagged me in that one, so hang on, I can actually find it.
right there. If this is done right, this should be directly to the video.
Okay.
And you may have to turn this up really loud and play it through the screen share for everyone to hear it in the
Okay.
show.
Alright, of course I have to find it first. Is it somewhere in here?
Yeah, it is. Look
Okay.
for the black box. Black
Okay.
box with the play button on it.
Okay.
It's not in that picture set, it's a comment.
Oh, okay. Alright, so I have to. Oh, that must be it. Okay. Alright. I hope this works. If you can't hear it, I apologize because I really don't know if this is going to work. Here we go.
Thing that's going on social media that is negative in our life without permission, that's
I can't hear it.
photography, that's video, that's anything, there will be consequences for those students or anyone who sends out those pictures. So please be
It's
careful
playing in the stream.
and not
Okay,
send out
good.
things.
Yeah, it's in the stream.
Who want to contact people and
All right.
I have
Please be
it
mindful,
muted on
please be
my end
careful.
because I'm in
And again, there
moderator
will be
view.
consequences for people who send things out. If you want to make sure you
But
can look at our
go
handbook,
ahead
it is
and
labeled
restart the
F1,
video and play
F2,
it loud.
F3, and F4 about posting things and sending things out without the permission of administration. Thank you.
Okay. Alright, this is going to be a full throttle, so full blast, so here we go.
Anything that's going on social media that is negative in our life
Okay.
without permission, that's photography, that's video, that's anything, there will be consequences for those students or anyone who sends out those pictures. So please be careful and not send out things. You know you have news media who want to contact people and get more things. Please be mindful, please be careful. And again, there will be consequences for people who send things out. If you want to make sure, you can look at our handbook. It is labeled F1, F2, F3, and F4 about posting things and sending things out without the permission of administration. Thank you.
Okay.
Now, I just want to point out three big things about that audio. Number one, principal, whatever the fuck your name is, you fucking ramble too damn much. Shut the fuck up.
Its name is Gabe Carmona.
So, Principal Carmona, shut the fuck up. Second off, you're telling kids not to post on social media when that's pretty much all kids do at this time. Yeah, you're talking about suspending hundreds of kids just for just to make your fragile little fucking ego feel better. And thirdly, you know what? For you to have to announce that over the intercoms at your own school you're a piece of fucking shit. Like, straight up. You are not a fucking principal. I don't care what your fucking job title is. You're a fucking piece of shit, and honestly, you should not be teaching children anything at all ever again.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Anyone else want to say anything regarding that audio?
I agree. Well, I couldn't hear the audio, but I agree with everything you just said, Frodo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everything, because I couldn't hear what was said.
Yeah, I mean, I turned it up. I knew that thing was at full blast, so I couldn't do anything else.
Well,
Well, you're fine. You're fine. But
Uh,
I have seen the video before
yeah. Okay.
earlier today.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that post the article I put up. This is from the New York Post. We got Georgia students actually getting punished over the photos now. So they're carrying out the threat, and this was posted today at 3 p.m. Eastern, probably. As the controversy over the reopening of schools rolls on, districts around the country have already opened their doors to students this week. However, many administrators have discovered that their student body is not on the same page when it comes to pandemic safety protocol. An image snapped by a Georgia student on the first day of the new school year Monday showed a packed hallway with very few masks in sight. The photo went viral on Twitter, now with close to 93,000 likes. The unsettling picture quickly became emblematic of the passionate debate, which has pitted parents, students, teachers, administrators, and politicians from usually close knit communities against each other. The Associated Press confirmed that the photo was taken at North Paulding High School, the same Paulding County institution less than 50 miles northwest of Atlanta, where positive tests and potential symptoms of COVID 19 have already been identified, according to an email from North Paulding High School Principal Gabe Carmona to WSB TV on Sunday. The district welcomed students back for in class learning on August 3rd while also giving them the option to continue lessons virtually from home. Of the district's 31,000 students, 20,000 have returned to campus. Now it seems the backlash aimed at one school has stirred up administrators who have reportedly gone on a suspension spree, allegedly targeting students caught documenting their concerns in a public forum. North Paulding student Hannah Waters, 15, tweeted a video on August 4th showing what it looks like even with the split dismissal, referring to the school's measure of staggering dismissal times. The video shows a crowded hallway again with few face masks and no attention to social distancing. She told BuzzFeed she had been suspended for 5 days over the footage.
a 5 fucking day suspension?
Yes.
Because of the
Are you
fact that she's calling out not only the high school but also the district.
Yeah.
she's doing her fucking part to try and bring attention to these potential dangerous situations.
Mhm.
And she gets suspended for this all because the fucking teacher gets the ah
Take it easy. Breathe.
Yeah.
it's just fucking stupid. It is fucking retarded that this shit is going on. And you all know I don't like
You
it's
know,
not. Tim, what do you
um,
think?
it's BS.
I think that the principal and again, I have not heard the audio. I'm not in a position to be able to hear it when it was played just now. Number one, we all know that we've been dealing with this pandemic since March, if not earlier.
Mhm.
And we know that Donald Trump, not to, really to get overly into politics here, but it just for background purposes, it needs to be said, has been pushing and pushing for kids to go back to school. And we know that in the early days of the pandemic, Trump believed that this was all a hoax.
Mhm.
Some people will listen to whatever the president has to say.
Yeah.
And they will push that agenda out. Yes, children need to get an education. Nobody in their right mind disputes that.
Mm-hmm.
But anybody with half a brain knows when you send students to school, you're going to have full classrooms. You're going to have full hallways when students pass from class to class. If you don't have a mask mandate, you're basically sending the students in to get sick. As a school administrator, and likely also as a parent, how can anyone in their right mind knowingly and willingly send their kids into school to get infected? Then, when a picture is taken showing this, whatever you want to call it, and
Infection
puts it,
vector. Let's just call it
yeah,
what it is. It's a fucking infection vector, okay?
yep, and puts it on social media, which kids these days are going to do regardless. Why are you suspending students you are supposed to be educating for exposing your misbehavior and your inconsideration of their health? You are knocking down the bravery that these students have for exposing your misdeeds. You should not be suspending
Incompetence is more like
any.
it.
You should not be
Incompetence is more
suspending.
like it.
Mm-hmm.
You should not be suspending any of these students. You should be applauding them.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, here's more to this. Waters also posted a tally of masks during each of her class blocks prior to suspension. In all but one of her classes, from August 3rd to the 5th, well below half the students were counted with a mask, with most classes containing between 20 and 30 students each. The policies I broke stated that I used my phone in the hallway without permission, used my phone for social media, and posting pictures of minors without consent, she said. Does that sound wildly wacky to you?
It's an
Yeah.
excuse.
Yep,
It's an excuse at best.
yep.
This is not about taking pictures of minors without their consent. This is not one of those situations.
Mm-hmm.
This is not an attempt to do anything but expose the existing conditions at a school where the administration does not care, and I emphasize those three words, does not care about the health and well being of its students.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm to the point where I think every teacher in that school, every administrator in that school, and in the district should be canned because this is out fucking
I don't
outrageous.
I don't know that I would blame the teachers for that because I think they're doing what their bosses are telling them to do. The bosses, like the school board and the principal, they are the ones who should be canned.
Yeah.
I agree
And
with
there
you.
should be no exceptions. The teachers are there to do their job at the order of those above, and those above are the ones in the position to say, "Hey, we should not."
And they're following the marching orders of a very, very, very corrupt individual.
Yeah. Let's see. Waters told the news site she had hoped to add to the national conversation and demonstrate how her school ignorantly opened back up. Not only did they open, but they have not been safe, she continued. Many people are not following CDC guidelines because the county did not make these precautions mandatory. Later, a woman named Grace Waters, who claimed to be on Twitter to be Hannah's sister and an alum of the school, added that multiple students had been suspended for sharing what they saw in their first days of school during the pandemic. The sisters declined to comment directly, but Grace suggested to the Post in a Twitter message that NPHS has a history of disproportionate punishment. punishments, I should say. Despite Hannah Waters' citation, the severe punishment she faced appears to be in accordance with a recently established disciplinary code regarding how the school is presented on social media by its students. On Wednesday, Corona reportedly announced over the intercom that any student found criticizing the school on social media could face disciplinary consequences, like we heard earlier. Furthermore, in an email to the Associated Press, Superintendent Brian Oddott said Tuesday, wearing a mask is a personal choice and there is no practical way to enforce a mandate to wear them, despite having a very clear and enforceable dress code on the district's website, which bars, among dozens of other style choices, pants that touch the ground, sweatbands, and garments with frayed ends. Embattled Georgia schools have made headlines all week. On Monday, it was revealed that the state's largest school district in Gwinnett County was compromised well before bells rang on the first day, as some 260 district employees either tested positive for COVID 19 or have been exposed through someone else, the Atlantic Journal Constitution reported. And on Wednesday, just 2 days after the first day of school, Atlanta's WXIA reported that a second grader was yanked from Georgia's Cherokee County School District after parents learned their child had the coronavirus.
And people wonder why I'm having problems with this.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, I
I,
got a question.
I, s- hold
I got
on
a
one.
question.
Go ahead.
My nephew tested positive for COVID, and thank God he got called back to the railroad. He works for Union Pacific, and he got called back to the railroad. But they said they would hold his job for him until he's cured of COVID. But he is smart. He's got three daughters, and all of them are in school. But instead of the Buckeye School District, instead of forcing students to attend face to face,
Hmm.
all three of the girls got laptops. All three of the girls are going to be schooled at home,
Yeah.
and that's what that whole should have done.
Okay,
You
Oh.
know?
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Ash and JJ are in the chat, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey Ash, hey
Mm,
JJ.
yep.
Sorry you're getting into this conversation late, but I'm gonna say this right now, Ash and JJ. Nothing that we are saying tonight has a political tone. We're more focused on the health and safety, not the
Hmm.
politics.
Yeah.
So, seeing these pictures coming out of Georgia brings legitimacy to my fears. I think everyone remembers last night.
Hmm.
I know JJ remembers. Um and people, I'm going to say this. I don't cry very often. I I just don't. I don't know why, but I don't. Last night, all of what I was saying, I was being very very serious. I am afraid, but not for myself.
For others.
For everyone who's going to schools and being forced to do so by stupid fucking politicians who don't fucking comprehend what a pandemic means. Pandemic means stay your fucking asses at fucking home.
Hmm.
Okay? Whatever. You want your freedom to choose whether or not you wear a mask? No. You don't. That's not a freedom thing. Freedom is protecting your own fucking life and the lives of everyone else you come in fucking contact with.
Yeah.
You have to wear a mask, all this. I don't care what your fucking opinion is. This isn't a fucking Second Amendment issue.
Hmm.
This isn't even a First Amendment issue. This is a protection of yourself and everyone else issue.
Yeah, it's like people, people. I was in this one group. I left it last week because I was getting so tired of the mask debate and everything. And I posted pictures of my mask. Like it's cool. I got one with the Avengers. I got one with the Alabama Crimson Tide design at the actual school, and I got one that's a red, white, and blue one. Some people say, "Oh, masks don't work." Blah 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 blah. I said, "Look, my brother has had COVID-19, and I wear a mask for the sake of my 76-year-old mother. She takes this thing seriously as well." Okay. And now, of course, right now we have a mandated we have to wear masks at least the end of August in the whole state of Alabama. Now, having said that, though, yeah, I'll tell you this right now. Yesterday, I went to Sam's Club. It may not seem like much, but guess what? They've actually hired security to make sure people are wearing the masks.
It takes the idiocy of a few people to have back up. I'm tripping over my tongue.
Mhm.
I It takes the idiocy of a few people to have that happen.
Mhm.
Hmm.
It takes the idiocy of a few people not wearing their masks. Me, you know my situation and my chemo.
Yep.
My mom, she's a she has heart problems,
Mhm.
so she has to be careful.
Yep.
Even Jack has his health problems.
Mhm.
So we all three have to be careful. I
Mhm.
always wear my mask. I may bitch and complain and gripe because it fogs up my glasses, but I
Mhm.
would rather it fog up my glasses than me laying in a hospital bed wearing an oxygen mask.
Mhm.
And
I would
this,
rather wear a mask and be a little bit uncomfortable than not wear one and be a whole lot uncomfortable.
Yeah.
and you're right, Janet. And this is a fact, okay? I want to bring point this out. We played this video in the past, and it bears repeating. The idea that masks don't do anything is scientifically implausible. And the reason behind that is all that a mask has to do to be effective is deflect or prevent some of what you expel out of your respiratory system
Mhm.
from going elsewhere.
Yeah.
What you when you sneeze.
Mhm.
When you cough, when you talk, when you anything.
Yeah,
I agree.
because
I agree.
I'll tell you this right now. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. Um, I wore my mask to the gym, and I had to sneeze because it's like my nose was getting so itchy. But I sneezed. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna do what I usually do, and sneeze into my upper arm, mask on and all. So.
But here's the thing, people. Even if you're not wearing an N95 mask, which is the best mask on the market, the one that
You can
blocks the
afford it.
most,
Those N95 masks aren't cheap.
they are not cheap. But
Mm,
even if you're not wearing an N95 mask, any mask will help to an extent. Yes, the handkerchiefs over your frickin' mouth and nose, they even help to an extent. Yes,
I've seen people with they had improvised bandanas to where it pulls up over their face.
yeah.
face shields work like a charm. The cloth masks your doctor wears when you're doing a surgery, they work really, really well. Any of those options work, and it's already been proven also beyond a shadow of a doubt in a scientifically controlled manner that the mask doesn't disrupt your oxygen intake.
No, it doesn't. You're right.
No, because the
Yes,
masks are porous.
Mhm.
well, they're porous enough to allow your air through, but
Right,
they're
right.
limited they have a limited porosity that blocks a lot of stuff. While yes, it cannot block the COVID-19 virus because the COVID-19 virus is puffs that you release, the particles that come from your upper respiratory system out through your mouth and nose, that is what spreads COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Getting that anywhere on you and then putting that anywhere close to your face and nose is your transmission vector.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you this: I will occasionally go to GT South, and I'll have dinner there. A couple like once every couple weeks, and they say you can take the mask off to eat as long as you're social distancing. Now that time I went, it was only about 6 o'clock in the evening, and there were only four employees and myself. So we all social distanced, no problem. That was no big deal. Now they get really busy after 9 o'clock after 9 p.m. in that place. But I know the owner. He has an extremely strict policy: no mask, no entry.
Uh huh.
And honestly, that's how it should be.
Hmm.
Everywhere. I think that's how it should be everywhere. I don't give a shit what any of the politicians say. I don't care what my governor says. I don't care what the president says. If you're going outside of your home,
Hmm.
put your fucking mask on and don't fucking take it off unless you need to and you are far enough away from people to be socially distant.
I
Yeah.
went to Walmart Sunday. I went to Walmart Sunday, and I was pleasantly surprised to see that 99.5% of the people there wore masks, even the little kids.
Hmm.
And
And
that
that's the way it should be. And besides the masks, everybody social distance.
Hmm.
You know,
and
everybody
I'm
social distance. And that's what amazed me. There weren't any rude people there. They all realized the importance of masking up.
and I'm sorry if I'm yelling in people's ear or being loud or obnoxious, but
You're
this
not
isn't
you're not being loud. Well, you're being loud, but you're far from obnoxious.
No, especially in this situation.
this is not something that I like to think about. I don't like my wife herself, Eclipse, one of the people who helps run this show, had COVID.
Hmm.
I lived at point blank range with her, helping her fight this disease. I seen what it can do. She she had to have part of her hair cut because the COVID affected her fucking hair follicles. She was she was literally able to run her hand through her hair and pull out kittens
Ooh,
from
wow.
her hair.
And that's the
I'm
first.
not
That's the first I've ever heard of this, but I don't doubt it. Okay, trust me.
this isn't facetious, this isn't a joke. She had hair amounts, clods in her hand that were the size of a fucking of a fucking kitten. Okay? I can't make this shit up. This isn't a joke, people. I was here helping her. I kept her safe. I kept her comfortable. She slept more in a fucking week and a half than I've ever seen her sleep. And I've been married to the woman for 3 years. She was completely wiped out. She had no fucking appetite. None. Little to none, no appetite. I mean, she. People, this disease is a killer. This disease can literally put you in a grave. And this isn't a joke. And yet, all these idiots that are running our fucking country and our fucking states think we're trying to fucking, that the scientists are lying, that Fauci is a fucking liar, that the CDC is full of bullshit, that WHO doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. People, These are the fucking experts.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something. I saw this yesterday on the news. Um, it was like 33 different like state health experts and all. They've been forced to basically retire or resign because they've been threatened.
And that's scary.
You know what else is scary? Who was the one who fired the pandemic response team? Who was the person who took us out of the WHO?
Exactly.
Yeah. Mhm.
Exactly. And, I'm just going to say this. I blame him for a lot of this. I also
Over a
blame
hundred,
my fucking governor for a lot of it because she's being stupid and basically sucking his fucking dick.
over 161,000 deaths.
They're
Thanks
on
to the
him.
fat, they're all on him, and
I'm
all
gonna
because he's employed by Vladimir Putin.
and I'm gonna say this. People say that there's only a point whatever percent uh mortality rate with the virus. That's not how you figure out mortality. The true method you figure out mortality is deaths over infection or infections over deaths.
Mhm.
Okay? So I'm going to right now as we speak here. I have my phone up, okay?
Mhm.
And I'm going to pull up current US statistics for COVID-19. Okay? The current count of deaths. So, cdc.gov cases updates. This is the official page. No matter what Donald Trump says, this is the official page. Okay? Sorry, my phone's being a little slow, but it'll work.
That's fine. Ooh. All right. I'm gonna tell you something. Okay. I'm looking at. See, my brother gave me this link to the arcgis.com, and basically it's how like the entire planet. And let's put it this way: there is officially over 19 million confirmed cases around the planet.
All right. So, here are our current numbers. Total cases 4,802,000. Hold on, I had to reload a little bit, but once it reloads, I'll tell you. But I believe it was 901 4,802,491. That's cases. Deaths 157,631. This is just the United States. Now, if you're following along with me and you have a calculator up, do it like this. Put the death number 157,631.
Okay, hang on. I got my calculator up. Just a second. 157
631
631 divided by, right?
divide by 4,802,491.
Got it. It's 0.0328.
Okay, so that means that in the United States of America, COVID 19 infection from infection to death, 3.3% of people die who get the virus. That's not a joke. That is
No.
a literal statistic. Shirley did it right now. I have it up. This is not a joke, people.
Okay, well, okay, now I've got the update from the Arcus website. In fact, let me see if I can share this because this has been updated tonight as about an hour and 10 minutes ago. All right, U.S. 4,881,974 cases, and 160,090 deaths.
I also got another one. It's called the Worldometer. And if we take those numbers, so do you want to do it with me again, Shirley?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. 1,628,004 deaths
Got it. Divided by.
divided by 5,032,179.
Okay, 50321.
179.
Oops, I added one too many ones. Hang on. Okay, there we go.
What do you get from that?
0.03235.
33.2% death.
Mm-hmm.
That's oh, that's not a joke, people.
No.
And if you consider if those numbers continue, 3.2% of 300 million people that live in the United States of America is well above a couple million people dying. I don't know the exact number, but if you take it into count, let's see, 300 million minus 3.2 shift percent. That's 290 million people.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to tell you this right now. Looking at this,
Well, actually, no.
looking at this Arcus map. All right, believe it or not, Brazil is actually catching up fast. It's got nearly 3 million confirmed cases of its own.
Okay, I stand corrected. Take off one of the zeros, so 20 million people.
Yeah.
But still, 20 fucking million people are at risk.
Yeah. But yeah, throughout the world, let's see, U.S. is in first place by far. Brazil's in second. India's in third with almost 2 million of its own.
And then he has the gall.
Uh, I
Sorry
mean,
if I
no, I mean seriously.
sorry if I broke anyone's eardrums saying that, but
Don't worry, my volume's kept down to 28. You didn't break mine. I'm good. But honestly, if this thing had been properly handled from the beginning, this thing would have been licked. But no,
exactly.
it's due to the incompetence at the top.
And that's not just the incompetence at the top nationwide. That's incompetence at the top each individual state that hasn't been listening to the health experts' words.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and of course I found out I think New York City is like enforcing things where they're having checkpoints on bridges and having mask mandatory and such. And some people are saying, "Oh, that's a violation of our rights." It's like, "Oh, shut up." They're trying to protect everybody, stupid.
What do
Oh,
you think? What do you guys think, Tim?
I'm with you.
oh yeah, JG said this. Fauci had to hire security because he and his family are getting death threats. That is true.
It is true, and it's fucking pathetic
Yeah.
that people are going to this level to fucking hurt someone whose only job is to protect the life and well-being of Americans.
Yeah, because let me put it this way. Let's say I was the president of the United States and I was in the middle of this mess. I would be saying, I'm just going to say, like, I'm going to say a few words and then I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Fauci. After all, he knows this better than I do.
And you know what I'd say?
But,
If I were president right now in this situation, I'd say three very, very simple words: nationwide mask mandate.
mm-hmm,
Simple words.
yeah, but that'll never happen. Not with you know who up there.
And Ash, I'm going to say again, I'm sorry if we got a little bit more political than you're comfortable with in this episode, but we really can't blame anyone but those at the top, and it needs to be said that
Yeah.
this is their fault.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with me on that, Mike?
Yes, I do agree with that.
And I think when it's all said and done, we need to hold the president accountable.
Mm-hmm.
A
Agreed.
hundred and 160,000 deaths,
I think he should have a
needless deaths,
I
Mm-hmm.
think he should have a
needless.
hundred. I think he should have 160,000 murder charges on his head.
I
I
agree with
agree.
that.
First degree
Your
even.
clock.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say to JJ that in the chat, thank you for the vote of confidence there.
Yeah. She just said hashtag photo for president. Can I be the
Well,
I'll be your Secretary of State.
vice?
let's put it this way. I'd have a pretty damn good team on my side with you three and my wife being the first lady.
Because I'll tell you something. Since Trump became the president, he basically opened up a Pandora's box. Anybody can be the president.
Yep.
Well, technically, first one was actually Ronald Reagan. He was an actor.
That's true.
But to be fair, in this exact situation we're dealing with right now, I don't think Ronald Reagan would have been as incompetent as this buffoon is.
Well, let's put it this way. When Dr. Fauci started with Reagan, it was at the time when HIV and AIDS was getting more prevalent, and I think Reagan was kind of against it at first, but Fauci, was able to convince him, this is real, and it never reached that point. How how Reagan treated him with respect, all the other presidents treated Fauci with respect until Trump.
Exactly.
Okay, there was one in the Dr. Smith insults that fits him perfectly. Let me find it again.
Uh,
I I mean I do hate Trump, but it's not a personal hatred so much as it is an observational hatred.
Yeah, I agree.
It,
Yeah.
it, it's it's because I've observed all he's done.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Tim. You were about to say something.
No, I was agreeing with you.
yeah. Oh yeah, there's one other thing I need to mention, and it's something. It is something COVID related. Let's put it this way: there is the stream is disconnected. Are you kidding? Oh
All
fudge.
right, time to get
We're
the.
back in.
Okay, all right. Let me start this again. All right. All right, this is a scam. Don't fall for it and hang up. Stay aware when you prepare for these scam phone calls. Good morning. According to our system, you are likely to have been in close proximity to someone who was tested positive for COVID 19. This means that you now need to self isolate for 7 days and take a COVID 19 test. Okay, can you tell me who that person was? I'm not able to tell you that. That is confidential information. Right. But you do need to be tested within the next 72 hours. So can I just get the best mailing address so that we can send it to you? Hold on. 10 minutes. Okay. Send a kit to you. Okay. Gives address. Thank you. And I just need to get a credit card so that we can finalize this and send the kit to you. Sorry, a credit card? I thought this was all free. No, I'm afraid not. There's a one-time fee of $50 for the kit and test results. Could you read off the long card number for me, please, when you're ready? No, that's not right. I'm afraid it is. Can you give me the card number, please? This is very important, and there are penalties for not complying. That's when you hang up.
Oh, Jack got a phone call this morning. It was one of those Amazon scam calls.
Something
Got a
about an
phone
iPhone
call.
11?
What?
Was it something about an iPhone 11?
Yeah.
That's what I got. I got it earlier today.
Did you get it? Saying it was $900 charged to your credit card,
Yes.
shipping it to Bakersfield.
I think so, yeah. But I never.
That's
But I
what
stayed
Jack
on the
got this
line. I didn't
morning.
do anything, so they hung
Yeah.
up.
When they asked for the credit card, Jack didn't give it to him. They hung up.
Yep, I didn't either.
I'm just gonna say this as well. This is gonna be another scam alert, but it needs to be said, especially if you're older and don't know much about computers. If someone says they called from Microsoft and are telling you that you have something wrong with your computer, bitch, click them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't even give them the fucking time of day. Bitch, click them. I
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah, I've got my elderly neighbor Nell. She doesn't even have a computer, so it wouldn't even make sense.
But I'll tell you this right now. Yeah, friend's mom of my wife's fell for it.
Oh.
I'll say this right now. I actually had them try that on me, and let's just say, at the end of the day, they did not like the end results.
Well, me,
They
it's
did
like
that.
I would love to
They did
use
that.
one of the.
I would probably just put on Rick Astley's song "Never Gonna Give You Up" and play it for them on loop until they hang up.
And me, I would probably go for one of Dr. Smith's legendary insults, like "You blithering booby."
You want to know what I did?
What'd you do?
I scared the living shit out of them. The way only a computer technician can. Hey, why don't you connect to my computer? Show me what you're talking about. Connecting to a VM while I have Wireshark running in the background so I can watch every single IP address going by. Oh, so would this do anything?
Excuse me.
Type in their IP address and get directly into their system. Oh, delete star.star. Fuck off.
but you know what? Jack got the exact same call this morning. So I can't wait to tell him that in the morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we were saying, be cautious of scams, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we are running out of time. So,
Running, according to my clock, we are out of time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Um,
But that's the beauty.
Chicago
That's the beauty of
PD
being on
just got
Twitch. We don't
over,
have to.
so
That's the beauty of being on Twitch. We don't have to worry about have to add more minutes. But anyway, of course, tomorrow night is the nearly naughty Mad Libs. So basically, in a nutshell, we hope you learned something from tonight because this was really one giant rant rocket for something that frankly this is gonna be talked about for a while, no question.
But it also needed to be discussed because people are still not understanding
No.
how serious this is.
And they're
No.
and they're all screaming, "But my rights are being violated." No, they're not.
Oh, and something I should tell you: when I work out at the gym, right? I wear my mask on the entire time. I've had no problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
and you are showing respect to the other people there
Right.
by
And,
doing
that,
that.
Yeah.
and that's
Now.
really what it's all about.
Mhm.
You're not wearing a mask for yourself. You're
No.
wearing a mask for everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. But
including yourself.
yeah, it's just that there's some people they have something at the gym where it says something effective. If the mask affects your way of exercising, you don't necessarily have to wear it. I feel like, well, I don't know about that because I thought it was mandated.
And let me pose this question just for thought.
Okay.
They say that in addition to what you just said about not wearing it while exercising and whatnot, they say a lot of places will make a medical exception
Mhm.
if you have a medical reason for not you can't wear the mask because of whatever.
Mhm.
I wonder how many people out there are faking medical problems
That's a
just
good
to
question.
avoid wearing a mask.
That's a
I'll
good
be on.
question because
I'll
I
be
don't. I will not
honest.
do that.
I'll
I
be
wouldn't either.
honest. I probably could get away with a medical exception. I choose against it because guess what? I understand how serious this is, and
Mhm.
I understand how serious the need is for people to be masked up to protect everybody.
Yeah.
And there are those that, like I said, they'll go scream, "But my rights are being violated," and then they'll come up with some kind of fake medical reason why they should be permitted to continue whatever it is they're doing or go wherever they're going without a mask. And believe me, there are lots and lots and lots of people out there that would do absolutely that.
Yeah.
And
I
to those people, I say, you are part of the problem.
Mhm.
Your rights are not being violated having to wear a mask. We're talking about something, a very simple, thin layer of cloth around your face.
Yeah.
You are not being imposed by something extraordinary that will prevent you from carrying on your daily life.
Mhm.
Get over yourself.
If
Seriously.
anything, it will be saving your life.
And others too.
yep.
Right.
The only
So
time that I don't wear is when I'm just out walking
Yeah. Because basically, if
by myself,
yeah. Mhm.
which is generally half of the time anyway. Are
Yeah.
we still live?
Yeah. We're still
Most of
on.
the time
Okay, let me know.
most of the time that's perfectly fine because when you're out walking like that, it's really easy to socially distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless, of
Exactly.
course, you're in the middle of a huge crowd. Because what they tell people is if you're able to social distance, then generally speaking, a mask is not required.
Mhm.
But if the law says otherwise, you better be wearing that mask
Yeah.
on top of
I
the social
I
distance.
have a friend that takes a walk every morning, and she runs into people on the trails, but the trail is wide enough that you can social
Social
distance.
distance.
all right. Well,
Actually, there's very few people on the trail when she goes out to walk,
Mhm.
and
guys,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think we should I think we should end this conversation for tonight,
All right.
and maybe on one of our free free Wednesdays or something we can think about doing some extensive re review, not review, but like
Like an extended
extent
attention to one.
and it be specifically COVID-19.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agreed.
something like that. We can we could just shelve this for now
Yep.
and say to everyone who's listening, and I'm gonna go to a new level for this episode. I want to personally thank Ash for being on this episode tonight. I want to thank you all for being on this episode tonight. Thank you for listening in and paying attention to us and letting us ramble your ears off.
Mhm.
well, this was a legitimate walkabout you did,
Yeah.
Frodo.
Mm-hmm. Badly needed.
Yep. All right. So if that's the case, I'm just gonna say this: everybody have a great night. Love, peace, and chicken grease. And don't forget to follow us. And I'll even put that in the ending. So everyone have a great night. And here comes the end. If hold on a minute. Okay, take that. Here we.
Oh my.
The end. Have a good night, everyone.
Hey,
See
guys.
y'all.